Raja. Don't think you have to fill your dad's shoes. If you enjoy fighting, then continue to fight, but don't get down on yourself. You're amazing.
I appreciate that, man. You almost gonna make me tear up. Real shit. I appreciate that. You know, like I do this shit because I love
BC.
Something isn't right. Something isn't sitting right with me with this situation. When the incident first happened, the internet, I was expecting the internet to be on some racist stuff for the most part. But to my surprise, it was not. Then some was started pointing at the direction of the father. Understandably. But then the father's team started putting out videos to try and clear his image. And I'm not trying to say this was a setup. I'm not trying to say that his father did anything wrong. I'm just saying this whole thing, something's not normal about it. But on the topic, it's sad that kids are having to go to this AI to hear stuff like this. And that's because that's a direct reflection of how broken the family structure is from operating within this matrix. And to jump back over, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So when people blame his father, they have reason to do that. But I don't believe all the blame is on his father, because his father was not perfect either. But to see dude just crash out like that, it just seemed like it gotta be more to it. And then the people that was putting batteries in his back, like, it seemed like he believed that he had the okay. But nevertheless, if this is not some type of agenda, the only way we're going to prevent stuff like this is to separate from this matrix, reclaim our independence, rebuild our family structure to the healthy, functioning ways that it used to be. I seen some videos, it's the AI videos of them supposedly showing how our primitive ancestors were likely living in way back with the saber-tooths and stuff like that. And it showed them as some sickly, weak, diseased, vulnerable type people. And they made sure to show black skin on all of them. That is far from the truth of the matter. No way we would have evolved the way we were if our ancestors were weak back then. The reason we evolved to become less muscular is because we did not have much use for the muscles. Meaning we was using the intelligence of our minds to survive. We was using unity to survive. And so when they play that AI video, it's clearly an agenda being pushed. Trying to manipulate the image in their favor for whatever it is they got going on, whatever it is they're trying to do. And when it comes to father and son, I notice a lot of celebrities and their children, specifically the black male with the black male fathers in the entertainment industries, is always this well, in this case, the son says he doesn't want his father's money. In other cases, the father says his son can't have his money. He got to get out there and get it on his own. And that has been getting pushed for quite some time. This whole idea that you will spoil your child by giving them, by passing down what you have built up. And that's not the case. You spoil your child by spoiling your child. That's how you spoil your child. If you raise the child properly, meaning if you have built a legacy that you want your children to take over and continue, you raise them on how to do that. Therefore, they will be trained properly based off of your knowledge that you picked up and the knowledge that they gain along the pathway as well. Essentially becoming a better version of you to take over your legacy and keep it going. When it comes to entertainers, they don't really have a legacy to pass on. That is the downside of that. Because you can't guarantee your son will have that thing that allowed you to be as successful of an entertainer, because that's all they are, whether they're basketball players, football players, boxers, fighters, whatever. They're entertainers. You can't guarantee that your children will pick up that thing that made you as great as you were. Yeah, you can pass on the physical strength and stuff that you picked up, but the mindset will always be different. You can train them. You can train your kids. I mean, that seemed to be the case with Floyd Mayweather. I think his dad just did a good job at training his son, or his son just was born with that I mean, his son was more successful than his father was, right? It was a much bigger name. So that was fake. But in general, entertainment is not something, it's not what I would consider a legacy. Creating businesses, owning land, things that do not depreciate over time is a part of what building a legacy is. And I notice it don't seem like too many of the entertainers are on that type of time if they're telling their kids to get out there and get their own. And that seems to be the whole agenda that's being pushed through this, which is further breaking down the family structure. And I think people need to be aware of this type of thing. No way this dude should have to talk to an AI to hear what he just heard. And so if this really was him crashing out, I believe, I mean, you seen the guy that put the battery in his back. They knew that he was capable of crashing out. They knew how easily manipulatable he was. And so the main point, because this can be, you can go all type of directions with this, but the main thing I want people to think about is the environment your children are growing up in and the people that they're around, growing up around, is what shapes who they are. So all this trying to put the and I've seen videos acknowledging that, right? A lot of people are acknowledging that he clearly has some issues growing up. But it's important that we understand that his father definitely contributed in his mental state somehow, some way. So I don't know why his team is trying to clean up his image. It just seemed a little bit sus to me. I mean, if I was that kid's father, I would have been like, yo, yeah, I was messing up in the early stages. You know what I'm saying? I had my rage issues or whatever the case may be. By the time I got my mental state right, I had already messed up his. I would have told, you know what I'm saying? I would have took accountability. No way in hell I would have sat up there and said, I got nothing to do with it. It's not on me.